Welcome to my psychic connection. No, your eyes are not deceiving you. It is me, Energy, the metaphysical crone, and I am filling in tonight for our beautiful psychic squirrel who is just a little bit under the weather. So I've got my rose quartz heart, and I want everyone to put some hearts in, some beautiful hearts, sending the love and healing to our beautiful squirrel so that she can get her weather channel back on track again. I am so excited to be here filling in for her. And I'm going to keep the flavor of Miss Squirrel going through the show. I would love to have her beautiful accent and her beautiful dulcet tones, but I don't. But I am here to answer your questions, and we're going to do the emoji game. So you can start keying in those emojis right now, and later on I will do a divination reading for the lucky winner. And in keeping with Miss Squirrel, it's joke night. Squirrel comes up with the most amazing jokes, and so do you. So I am looking forward to seeing all of your jokes. I want you to have me rolling my eyes like Squirrel, doing a belly laugh like Squirrel. We're going to have a great, great show. And of course, all the readings. Now, just going over the readings, we have a 2-minute free reading, and I will stop when that bell goes. Now, with the free readings, you'll be put into a queue, and I will get to as many of you as I can within the hour. Now, if you would like a guaranteed reading tonight, or you would like to have a longer, deeper read, then that's when the donations come into play. So if you would like to make a donation, you just click in the chat or in the comments on Facebook or YouTube, key in your question, and donated readings will be moved to the top of the queue. So there's that aspect as well. Now, the choices for the donated readings, wow, we've got so many. There is the quick reading, which is time-stamped. Then we have the mini, the mediumship, and the mega, and they take as long as they take. So I encourage you, put in some donations so that you can dive deeper and have a longer reading about those burning questions that you have with you tonight. Now, we do have some no-go zones, and the no-go zones are no medical or legal types of questions. So that's no health related questions, nothing to do with illness, nothing to do with law cases or legalities of any kind. The other no-go zone, and it's only for the live shows, is no general readings. If you would like a general reading, then you can pop on over to mypsychicconnection.com, and we have a beautiful array of psychic readers there who can delve into that general question for you. And the reason we don't do general questions on the live shows is because sometimes there might be information that comes up that you don't want known to the world, because we go out throughout the world. And also sometimes we can't get to the crux of it, particularly if it's a 2-minute read. So please understand, no general readings. So I'm really excited. I'm sending out love to Miss Squirrel. I am channeling Miss Squirrel tonight. I'm in her beautiful Whispers from the Forest. So let's take our first question and see who we have. And we have Gemma. Hi, Gemma. Wonderful to see you here. Gemma asks, will I be more sociable and make more new friends in the future, either in my town or maybe in Adam's even? Thank you. Well, let's have a look about you socializing and making new friends, because I feel that that's an important part of who we are in life, having those social contacts around us. So let me pop out some cards. All right. Now, don't let the name of the first card scare you. This usually freaks people out. I've got the death card. Nothing to do with death. What I'm seeing here is, Gemma, you are ready to make some changes. You are ready to make some transformations. It's about you letting go of the old way of being, where you hide yourself and become reclusive. This is about making the change to being more open. Now, the thing about socializing in the future is you actually have to go out and socialize in order to make new friends. And I do feel that you have been holding back. You've been a little bit like the hermit, but I feel the energy of change is there for you. Now, I also have the Five of Wands, and this is a card also of change, but this is chaos. So it might feel a bit scary for you at first. It might feel a bit chaotic. It might feel even a bit overwhelming for you at first. So my suggestion to you is that when you start putting yourself out there to socialize and start to make new friends, do it little bit by little bit. Don't try to do it all at once, because you will get overwhelmed and then you will jump back into that hermit shell. And we don't want that to happen. If you take your time and do this slowly, I've got the Judgment card. I do see you making new friends. I do see you socializing. And it's about making friends that you relate to, friends that you have something in common with, not just socializing for the sake of socializing, but gathering together your tribe, if you like. And I see with this Judgment card that if you make the decision to put in the intention, effort, and time, you will be able to do it. Let's draw a and we've got the bell. So I do hope you found that to be of help, Gemma. And that applies to everyone. You know, for everyone, we kind of want things to happen, but we have to understand that our energy has to be in it as well as other people's. And some people are naturally more hermits than others. I'm a bit of a hermit. You know, I'm not a huge socializer. And Gemma says, thank you so much, with a big smiley face. Gemma, you are so welcome, my dear. So if you're looking to make new friends, get yourself energized, get passionate about it, and give it a go. All right. I think we should take our next question, please. Who do we have? And we have Audrey. Hi, Audrey. Lovely to see you here. Audrey asks, can you see if a new love partner will come into my life in 2024? Having a hard time thinking Wes is the one for me. I do not feel the same connection as I did in the beginning. Thank you. All right, well, let's have a look at this, Audrey. The first thing I'm getting, even without the cards, is, you know what, you're not done with Wes yet. The feeling is that, you know, you need to sort that out before you even consider bringing someone new into your life. But let's have a look at 2024 for you in regards to new love. I've got a big fat no. I'm sorry to say that, my dear, but it is a no. All of the cards are upside down. The first card I have upside down is the Knight of Wands. And this is saying to me there's not going to be any action or movement around a new love in 2024. And I'm looking at least the first 6 months. I feel that your current relationship has to be sorted first. You have to make some decisions about what you want to do regarding your current relationship, because that way, once you've made that decision, whichever way it goes, you'll then be in a more positive outlook regarding how you move forward, whether it's staying in a relationship with Wes or whether it's being open to a new relationship. But I don't see any change over the next 6 months. I also have the Page of Wands here, so I don't see any new beginnings coming in, not even little ones. I think what you need to do, Audrey, is look at your own heart. Look at how you're feeling. Look at the circumstances that you are in with this relationship and work on that first. I've also got the Six of Pentacles reversed. Because your energy isn't there to be open to a new relationship because of what you're going through at the moment, if you did try and go into a new relationship too soon, it would not work out, because you would be carrying the baggage of the previous relationship into a new one, and you need to heal from that regardless of which. I was going to draw a tea coin, but I've run out of time. I'm sorry if that sounds a little bit harsh, but, you know, I have to tell it the way I see it, and I wish you well in dealing with your situation. Gosh, tonight it's Miss Squirrel night, and with Miss Squirrel night, we want jokes. We want lots of funny jokes. I want to roll off my chair with laughter, and I'm going to start the ball rolling. So here is one of my first jokes for tonight. What do you call a guy who's really loud? See if you can put the answer in the chat for me. What do you think the answer is that? What do you call a guy who's really loud? And Journey says, how do you count cows? The answer, with a calculator. I love wordplays. And yes, the answer to my first joke is, what do you call a guy who's really loud? Mike, holding the mic. So come on, put your jokes in. I want to see them. I want to laugh. And I want to make our beautiful squirrel laugh as well, since she's a little bit under the weather. Okay, let's go to our next question, please. Who do we have? Sorry, I'm still laughing. Wow, we have a donation. That's awesome. We have a mini reading. So this is from our beautiful KC. KC, thank you so much for donating. We really appreciate it here at My Psychic Connection, because it does keep our platform running so that we can do all these amazing things for you. Now let's have a look at your question, KC. KC asks, is now the right time to move forward with Leon? So this will be a love relationship, I believe you're talking about. So I am going to use my relationship deck. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a look at the current situation around the relationship. I'm going to look at you in the relationship, and I'm going to look at Leon in the relationship as a starting point. Now, I've got the Five of Pentacles reversed for the situation. This is saying to me that things are starting to open up around this relationship in a positive way. I do feel it kind of got off to a little bit of a rough start, not sure, not committed, but I do feel there is potential there at the moment in terms of moving forward. In terms of your energies with this, KC, I've got the Star. You are looking at it from a positive perspective. You are hopeful and you want this relationship to move forward. From Leon's perspective, this is lovely. I've got the Knight of Pentacles here, and Pentacles are about the physical things that we do, the actions that we take, if you like, and Knights are about movement. So I feel that Leon is in this as well, but he likes to take things a little bit more slowly than you. So the message here is, yes, it's looking more positive, but don't rush him. Now, I want to have a look at how this relationship might grow and develop over the next few months. So let me pull out some extra cards for you around that. So we're coming into December, so I'm going to look at the relationship for December, January, and February for you. So let's see how that looks. So January, February, and December, January, February, because we're just into December. So for December, I've got the Two of Pentacles reversed, and I feel like, yes, you're on track. I think December is going to be a good month for moving forward in this relationship, albeit moving forward slowly. But I feel that there's one set direction that it's taking. If this card was upright, I'd be saying, well, there'd be decisions to make, choices to make, different ways that you could move forward. But I feel like there is one positive direction that you can both take in December. Let's add a T coin to that. And we have, oh gosh, we've got the dog. The dog in the T coins represents loyalty, friendship, companionship. So I see December in moving forward in this relationship. It's a time to have fun together, to do things together, you know, not to put too much pressure on each other about commitment and about the relationship. Let December be a fun month where you grow together more organically. You grow together more sort of naturally, rather than trying to force the end of the story. Now, let's look at January. January, I have the Page of Cups reversed. So I feel in January, emotions are going to pull back a little bit, not in a major way, because pages are about small changes, but the fact that this is upside down, I feel like the emotions are going to be more inward than outward. So I feel January is going to be a little bit of a quieter month in how the relationship develops. It's almost that slowing down feeling that I'm getting once again, and really taking the opportunity to have a look at where it's at and how it's developed since December. Let's add a T coin to that. Oh, and we've got the heart. Could it be any clearer? Could it be any clearer? I do think that this is a positive relationship for both UKC and for Leon, but I feel that, you know, having a little bit of time out from each other as well, not being joined at the hip 24/7, so to speak, is going to be good for both of you. Both of you maintaining your independence within the relationship turns it into a relationship where there is interdependence. In other words, you're there for each other, but you don't overwhelm each other. So I see that for January. Let's look at February. Oh, and Casey says, yes, he's amazing with a big red love heart. And I'm going to show you this card. This is why I'm going, oh, look at this. A beautiful couple, just one hugging each other, the other one just sucking in all that love, bringing it all in, bringing all that energy. So with that Eight of Pentacles, I do see that there's very positive forward movement again in February. I feel that by the time you get to February, you will certainly feel a lot more comfortable with each other. You will feel more familiar with each other. And I feel that by the time you get to February, you will have an opportunity. And Casey says, oh, love, love. Yes, me too. I love it as well. And I feel by the time you get to February, there'll be this just nice sense of understanding each other a lot more and feeling more comfortable. And when you're feeling more comfortable in a relationship, that's when you can kind of let down any barriers that still might be there. Let's add a T coin to that one and see how we go. And we've got the Mask. So I think by the time you get to February, this is funny. I usually get information before I pull the card or the T coin. And what I just said about letting down the barriers, taking the mask off. By February, you'll both feel more comfortable doing that and showing the vulnerable sides of yourselves as well as the way you're presenting to each other at the moment. So to summarize it all up, I think you're on a very positive trajectory with this relationship. I feel it's about going a little bit slower, slowing down to Leon's pace, not being too impatient and allowing it to grow, continue to get to know each other. Know that, there'll be a little bit of quiet time in between, but that's okay. But things will continue to grow, familiarity will grow, and you will open up to each other even more. Casey, thank you so much for your wonderful donation. It is so appreciated. And I do hope you found the reading to be of help. And of course, with any of our readings, if you would like to leave some feedback on how the reading, and Casey says, thank you. It's definitely been magical. I'm excited, but so happy. I am excited and happy for you, Casey. And so if you would ever like to leave a review, not just for me, but for any of our wonderful psychics, including our beautiful Miss Skwirl, then all you have to do is go to journeyryanlive.com/reviews and you can leave your feedback there. We're always fascinated to hear what you think about our readings. Okay, so tonight there are a few things I'm going to talk about. And because I've been doing, tarot readings tonight, I'm going to talk a little bit about the tarot. You're all used to sort of getting readings from us, but do you know there are things in a tarot deck that helps us to read? For example, the difference between a tarot deck and an oracle deck is that an oracle deck can have any structure it wants. It can have any number of cards it wants, whereas a tarot deck is much more structured. It has its 4 suits. It has its major arcana. Now, arcana is just a fancy Latin name that means secret, because when we first started doing divination around, probably around about the 1400s, 1500s, when it was a divination tool, everything was secret and arcane, whereas we're much more open when we use the tarot now. So the 4 suits of the tarot are Wands, which represents the element of fire, which is that inspiration, that motivation and desire. Then we have Cups, which is all about our emotions, our relationships, our psychic connections, our spirituality. And then we have Pentacles, or coins as it's known, and that's all about the practical things, the day-to-day stuff, our safety, security, our connection to the earth. And then we have Swords. Traditionally, the sword suit was known as the suit of conflict. And if you have a look at some of the cards in Swords, you'll see some conflict in there. But Swords represents the element of air, which is about our thinking processes, our planning, our communication, all that logical left brain stuff. So when we do a tarot reading for you, we're tapping into those types of influences and energies when we're doing the reading. I just thought it might be interesting for you to understand a little bit what goes on behind the scenes with tarot readings sometimes. Okay, and speaking of tarot reading, let's move on to our next question, please. Who do we have? And we have Love. Love asks, am I making the right decision not to attend S's wedding? I am not on good terms with her, also got into an argument with my family, and just don't feel I want to be around any of them. Well, let's have a look about this decision that you've made around attending the wedding. So I'm just going to shuffle my deck until it feels like the cards are in order and lay them out for you. So What does this decision look like? I think, love, it's looking positive for you. The first card I have out is, we've got the Eight of Cups here. Now, as I just mentioned, cups are about emotions and relationships and all of that sort of thing. But I feel like you've made this decision from a more objective viewpoint. I feel like you've put your thinking cap on in order to make this decision, and you've turned away from all the emotion rather than just getting caught up in the stress and the emotion of it all. So I feel like you're standing true and strong to you and what you need to do for you. I've also got the Ace of Coins, or the Ace of Pentacles. So I feel for you that this is a positive decision. I know it's going to create some drama. I know it's going to create some issues perhaps in the future. But, you know, at the end of the day, if you're not getting along with S, if there's problems there, if it's creating family problems, and particularly if you feel that this relationship with S is one that you don't want to continue, this friendship, whatever it is, then, you know, you've made the right decision. And love says yes. So this Ace of Pentacles is saying to me that there are other areas of your life where you need to focus your time, your energy, your effort. Let's go on to the next card. She said she will apologize if I come. Well, my thought on that, sorry, I had to do a little bit of a, because something was going to jump out of my mouth then. I feel, I'm so sorry, love. We got to the bell. Just consider what I've said. All right. Thank you so much for that question. And gosh, you know, moving on from that, and I'm talking for everyone, not just love, but I'm looking at it from everyone's point of view. Sometimes people will try to manipulate us into doing something by saying, if you do this, I will do that. Now, there's a difference between negotiating a common outcome for something and someone trying to manipulate you. So when you're looking at your dealings with people, particularly when it's arguments or difficult situations, have a look at it. And love says, thank you, energy. I know what you would say, laugh out loud. Well, yes, absolutely. I wish you well with it, and don't give yourself a hard time about it. So I was talking about the tarot. We've got those four main suits of Wands, Swords, Cups, and Pentacles. But there's also the fifth suit, which we call the Major Arcana. Now, when I look at the suit of the Major Arcana, I'm looking at big picture things. I'm looking at the larger picture, the global picture, rather than the detail. So, for example, I've got the Fool card here. So I'm looking at what are the possibilities for a person when this card comes up? What is the adventure that they might want to take? And is that adventure a foolhardy one, or is it one that's a good calculated risk? So I'm looking at it from that big vision rather than should they put one foot in front of the other going upstairs. So the Major Arcana, from my perspective, looks at these big picture issues and is woven into readings with the Minor Arcana, where it brings the whole story together. So a little bit more about how I read with the tarot. All right, now, are you putting your emojis in? Let's put in some squirrel emojis for our beautiful Miss Squirrel who's feeling under the weather tonight. Let's see those squirrels come up. Let's put in your favorite emojis, because we've got the emoji game winner coming up towards the end of the show, and I will do a special divination reading then. Okay, let's go on to our next question. Who do we have, please? And we've got Amanda. Amanda says, what is needed to improve my relationship? So you are currently in a relationship. And I really like this question because you're looking at what you can do as opposed to what will happen. So I'm going to use my relationship deck again for you. And let's see what you can do to improve your relationship with your partner. So here we go. Okay. So I feel at the moment, I've got the Two of Wands, and I feel at the moment that you're both holding back on communication, because the Two of Wands, when it's upright, shows two people, they're communicating, their body language is leaning into each other. So I feel communication is not as positive as it could be and not as happening as much as it perhaps should be. So I feel one of the things that you could improve in regard to your relationship with your partner is to have more open communication. And it's how you communicate. I'm very strong on how you communicate with someone, the tone, the body language, and also the words that you use. So it is about opening up communication with your partner. What else can you do? I've got the Three of Swords reversed. And this is saying to me that with this Three of Swords reversed, it's not having these communications when your heart is really hurting, when you're really upset. Oh, look at all the emojis. Thank you, Amanda. And when you're upset, don't have these conversations when you're upset. You need to calm down first. If there's something serious or an issue that you need to talk about with your partner, don't come at it when your emotions are really skyrocketing high. You need to come down, be a bit more centered. That way you'll be less inclined to do the blame game or the victim game, or get too emotional that you can't communicate what it is you're trying to say. How else can you move forward? I've got the Six of Swords reversed. I actually quite like this card reversed for you, because when it's upright, there's that bell again. Bell. I do hope you found those couple of things to be of help moving forward in your relationship. And communication. I mean, on Journey's show the other night, he was talking about communication in relationships as well. Communication is the big C. It really is in relationships, because if we can't openly communicate and honestly communicate in a nurturing and positive way with our partners, then it does create problems. It creates friction. It creates tension. So I always encourage people not to have that deep conversation in the throes of the moment where you're feeling the angst, feeling the anger. It can be too much. It can be too much. All right, let's move on to our next question. Who do we have? Another donation. Thank you so much. Wow, fantastic. We love getting donations here, and I have to tell you, we appreciate each and every one of them. So it's a quick read for the beautiful Shantae. And Shantae asks, what are Atabas, I'll just say A because I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that properly. What are A's intentions for me? Let's have a look for you. Just shuffling my relationships deck and see what this person is looking at in terms of you and the feelings, the emotions. Okay, this is a bit of a mixed bag that I'm seeing for you, Shantae. The first card I have is the Queen of Swords reversed. So what I'm feeling about this person is that they haven't made a full-on decision about this relationship yet. I feel like they're a little bit hesitant. They're holding back a little bit. They're kind of learning to see how things are going. They want to go with the flow rather than having a set plan for how the relationship will grow. And their feelings, A is still trying to work out what his feelings are. It's not that there isn't an attraction there, but commitment might be a little bit hard at this stage is what I'm seeing because of that Seven of Swords. I feel that, again, I've been saying this tonight, and I've been saying it in quite regularly for a while because the energy is there for it. Slow down when it comes to relationships. Slow down when it comes to trying to move to the end game of a relationship, because I feel that A is a little bit commitment shy, and if you push too hard, it's going to push them away, and you don't want to do that. I've also got the Three of Wands reversed. So this is saying to me you need to stay in the present moment. Take it for what it is at the moment and take the journey together to see how it might pan out. I do see, however, moving forward for you, there is potential here with this relationship. I've got the Knight of Pentacles again, and this is about a slow move forward. It's about keeping your eye on the end goal without trying to make the end goal happen now. In terms of his feelings, I feel he is moving towards you. I feel that he will be taking more action around showing his feelings, but he comes across to me, or A comes across to me, as a very, very reserved person when it comes to emotions. They're more inclined to do things that show their emotions rather than talk about them. But I feel that, yes, with this Eight of Wands, there is a way forward, well and truly. You can see that she's rushing forward, and she's holding her hand out and holding onto someone else's hand behind her, guiding them forward. So I feel that you can take a little bit of a lead in this relationship, but it's a fine balance for you. It's a fine balance about how you move forward to make sure that you don't scare A off too soon. Now let's add some key points to this about his feelings for you. Because when we're asking about someone's feelings, we're asking about them in regard to a relationship or in regard to what might happen in the future. So it's not just, yes, he's there for you, or no, he's not. There's so many nuances attached to it. And so I have the mask, and I feel that the mask is still up for A. He's not ready, he or she is not ready to reveal themselves totally for you. So please be aware of that also. So to summarize your question about the feelings for you, I believe that they're starting to come through, but there's hesitancy. Commitment is a bit difficult. I feel that you need to take it slow and steady and then see what happens. Thank you so much for your donation. I so appreciate it. It's wonderful to receive. And of course, just a reminder, if you'd like to leave feedback for your reading, for any of the readings, including the free ones, you can go to journeyryanlive.com/reviews. Yes. Oh, gosh, so many relationship readings tonight. And Shantae says thank you. Shantae, my sweet, you are so welcome. Now, don't forget, keep those jokes coming in. I need you to make me get that belly laugh because I haven't had one yet. Maybe you don't want me to see me have a belly laugh. Maybe it doesn't going to look good. But anyway, let's get those jokes coming in. And I've got one for you. What happens to a frog's car when it breaks down? What do you think? What do you think? I love wordplay. It's a wordplay joke. Yes, it gets towed away. I love wordplay jokes. I hope you do too. And Journey says, what did the elephant say to the naked man? Oh, I'm just reading it and laughing out loud in advance. How do you breathe through something so small? Think about it, folks. Think about it. Journey, you know I've got a great visual imagination. That's why I had that response. Oh, that's awesome. And don't forget to keep putting those emojis in. Beautiful healing squirrels for Miss Squirrel. And, of course, your favorite emojis as well. Now, the other thing I wanted to have a look at tonight for you was a little bit of the energies in the sky. Because as you know, Miss Squirrel is a wonderful, absolutely wonderful astrologer. She is the one I go to when I need some outside help from the stars. And so I thought I would take a little bit of a look at the transits because that's something that Skwirl does so well. And looking at the transits, I'm looking at them for tomorrow, which is the 30th of November, your time, and the 1st of December, my time. And so what we have in the sky is we still have the sun and Mars conjunct. That means that they are next to each other. Let's get my cards out for my visual demonstration. So it means that they're next to each other in the sky. That's what a conjunction means. And they're now both in Sagittarius. They've been in Sagittarius since about the 22nd of November. Now, when we had Sun and Mars conjunct back in Scorpio, it was heavy, intense, emotional energy. It was action around our emotions, and it was intense because it was a very inward energy. Now that the Sun and Mars are conjunct or next to each other in Sagittarius, this energy's opened up because Sagittarius is the sign of mutable fire. So it's an outward energy. It's a seeking energy. It's an exploring energy. And Mars is a fire planet. So these go together very, very well in Sagittarius. So now is a time where you might want to get a little bit more competitive than usual because Mars likes to win. So there might be a little bit more competition around, but it's more fun competition than serious competition, you know, killing the opponent kind of thing. The other thing I will say is that with that Mars energy there, it can go a little bit over the top because when you put a Mars planet, which is fire, with a fire sign, and then the sun, which let's face it, is the biggest fireball that we know of in our solar system, the only one that we know of, then things can go a little bit over the top. So just be aware of keeping it light, keeping it happy, keeping that Sagittarian optimism and not getting overly competitive. So that's a little bit about some of the things that are happening in the sky. Okay, let's go to our next question. Who do we have? Woohoo! Lightning round. And believe me, I had a ton of lightning yesterday outside my window. So we've got the internal lightning game. So this is our yes, no game. Oh, this is such a challenge for me. We've got 3 minutes starting now to put in your yes, no questions. Will this happen? Won't this happen? Will I? Won't I? Not how, what, or why, because they're not yes, no questions. And I'm only allowed to answer yes, no, or undetermined. Now, I'm a Sagittarius, so as you might have gathered, I'm a chatty Cathy. So to go just yes and zip my lips, or no, zip my lips, or undetermined and zip my lips, oh, it is so hard for me. So get those questions going and we'll see who we have. And while we talk, waiting for those questions to come in, I thought I would share something a little bit special. This is my clear quartz sphere. And I spoke about clear quartz in my show last night. And I'm not talking so much about clear quartz. I am talking about the fact that it's in a sphere. And I'm going to come back to that because we've got our first question. We've got Cindy. Cindy asks, is my friend Jay's relationship going to last with Kay? Undetermined. Norma Brown, will I ever be happy again? Yes. Love says, is Em aware that she manipulates me or gaslights me? Yes. Gemma, does Faye want more than a friendship from Adam? No. Alison, is my vehicle going to last into next year? Undetermined. Leanne asks, will I get married next year? Undetermined. Gemma asks, will I be, is that alone or along? Will I be alone on Christmas Day? No. Rebecca asks, will my trip in December go well? Yes. Alison asks, will I have a full-time job in December? No. Amanda asks, are there spirits around me? Yes. Leanne asks, have I met the man I'll marry? Undetermined. Too early. Oh, got to say undetermined. Love says, did I really see DM in the meditation? Yes. Norma asks, do I have a reason to stay in my hometown? I'm thinking that is. Do you have a reason to stay in your hometown? Yes. Alison asks, will my son move back in with me next year? No. Leanne, Rebecca asks, is my son moving back to the States in August? Yes. Gemma asks, will Adam propose to me in the future? Undetermined. Lynn asks, does my husband, who I'm separated from, still want to stay together in the long run? Undetermined. Leanne asks, will I get a movie role? No, more to say on that one. Alison asks, will I ever get married again? Yes. Amanda asks, will I come through this depression soon? So because it's a little bit of a medical question, I'm just going to answer, will you come through that you're feeling a bit low? Will that happen soon? Undetermined. Love asks, will I travel more for work next year? Yes, strong yes. Gemma asks, will I visit New York in the future? Undetermined. Amanda asks, is my wife faithful? Faithful. Undetermined. Amanda asks, will Christmas go okay this year? Yes. Wow, that 3 minutes, it is a lightning round. It went so fast. Oh my gosh, so much more I wanted to say. Oh, it is so hard for me not to give explanations beyond a yes and a no. But anyway, I do love the lightning round because it is so much fun. And it also gives you an opportunity to get more than one question in and get an idea at least of the energies around you considering that question. And speaking of questions, let's go on to our next one. Who do we have, please? And we have Taylor Sophia. Taylor asks, Will I move to Chestnut Hill Towers soon? Well, let's have a look for you, Taylor, and see what the cards reveal. So we'll get the deck shuffling for you. Will you move to the Towers, Chester Towers soon? Let's see. I feel it's looking a little bit chaotic for you in regard to this move. I've got an Ace of Pentacles here, and it's saying, look, there is an opportunity, but it all comes down to money, because this is about coins. This is about money. You need to make sure that your budget is going to work for you with it. That's the strong feeling I'm getting. It all comes down to the money situation. And the reason why I'm kind of toing and froing a little bit is I've got the Five of Wands here. So, and this is what I mean about chaotic. I feel like there's a lot of chaos in your life at the moment. I feel there's so many things going on that this one is one that's kind of at the forefront at the moment. But I feel like it's very, very iffy around this. I feel that you will find out soon, though. I've got the Judgment card here because you're asking if you'll move soon. I feel a decision about whether you'll be successful in moving there or not will happen soon. But I'm not seeing a strong move. I've got the Knight of Swords reversed. So I am feeling that, unfortunately, it might not be successful for you, because there are certain aspects of your application that have not met their requirements. So I don't feel that the move will be happening soon, but I do feel that you'll hear a decision about it soon. I do hope you found that to be of help, and I'm sorry it is not the best of news, but you know, we have to tell what we see in the cards, and I do wish you well in finding a place to move to if that one doesn't work out for you. Okay, now I was talking about my clear quartz sphere. Did you know that when it comes to crystal work, whether it be crystal healing or whether it be crystal divination, that the shape of the crystal also has a vibration and an energy and a meaning? So the crystal ball, that's what this is. It's a clear quartz crystal ball. This is used for seeing. So it's clairvoyance, you know, it's like if you could think of the fortune tellers in the gypsy caravans going, what do I see in your future? But they are used for scrying. But the other wonderful thing that I love about a sphere, regardless of whether it's a clear quartz, a lapis lazuli, citrine, whatever it is, the shape sends the direction and the energy of the crystal out in all directions. So if I'm doing a group meditation or I'm doing something where I'm sitting in with a group of people, I love to put a clear quartz sphere that I've programmed for joy, love and happiness, or another crystal that relates to what the subject of the group is about in the center, so that the energies go out to everyone who is there and everyone can benefit from it. So just a little something about the shapes of crystals and how you can use them. All right. Oh, we've got a joke from Rebecca. Rebecca says, what do you do when you break your toe? You call the tow truck. Oh gosh, with my imagination, I just had this great visual of somebody tying my toe to a tow truck and dragging me along. Oh, that is awesome. Keep those jokes coming in. They are so good, because I'm going to pass all these jokes on to Miss Squirrel to cheer her up, because she is feeling a little bit under the weather. And that's why you've got me tonight instead of our beautiful Squirrel. And I'm going to see if I can do her accent where she goes, y'all. No, I can't do it. Only she can do it. She's unique. All right, let's go on to our next question, please. Who do we have? And Melissa Sierra asks, will me and Oz speak again? Let's have a look at the situation there. And I'm just going to put my earphone back in because it decided to drop out. There we go. All right, so will you speak again? Let's see what we have. And Melissa, I believe this is your first time here, so welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome to My Psychic Connection family. Okay, let's see what we've got. Okay, yeah, there's certainly been arguments going on, and someone has walked away. I don't know whether it's you or the other person, but someone has walked away from an argument. They're tired of arguing. They're tired of what's been going on. And so you're getting the silent treatment at the moment. I've got the Eight of Wands, and I feel that you need to have a little bit of time go by, let the tempers cool, let the emotions cool. But I do feel that you might be the one that has to initiate a connection, but you need to give it a little bit of space, because I see, and Melissa says, hi, yes, thank you. You're so welcome. It's great to have you here. And I see you leading the way. I think you're more of a proactive person. You like to get to the bottom of things, but I feel you've got to be careful how you lead the way, how you make contact again with this person. I've got the Queen of Cups, and this is saying that you're really invested in this person. Your heart is really in them. Your heart wants to be there with them. And so I feel that this is something that can be overcome. Once again, if we don't drop into the you said, I said, we said kind of argument, and talk honestly about the feelings around what's happened as opposed to the events that happened, that might lead things forward in a more positive way for you in getting this connection back. And I'm going to do a tea coin for you. And I've got the bird. And the bird in the tea coins is about talk, is about chatter, but it is about doing it in a more light-hearted way. Oh, that bell, that bell, that bell, that bell. Isn't there a song, Ring My Bell or something? Well, we're very good at ringing the bells at that 2-minute mark here at My Psychic Connection. I hope everyone is having an awesome evening, because it's hump day. We're halfway through the week, and tomorrow being the 30th of November, let's just take a little look at what's going on in the sky. Now, and Melissa says, thank you. Thank you, Melissa. And we look forward to seeing you here for more shows. And speaking of shows, we have a whole array of psychic readers here that do live shows, but we also have some fabulous YouTube content every single day, and we've got more new content coming, so keep an eye out for that. So make sure you hop onto YouTube, click the like, the share, the subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And we have the emoji winner. Woohoo! And it's Rebecca W. Okay, Rebecca, I am going to do a lovely reading for you, and I'm going to use a deck I haven't used before. The reason I'm using this deck is called the Human Spirit Oracle, and I know that this is a deck that Miss Skwirl absolutely loves to read with. In fact, she enabled me to go and buy a copy. So I am going to do this for you using the Human Spirit deck. So here we go. Let's put out some cards for you and see what the energies are. Okay, so I'm doing 3 cards. So the first card I have for you, Rebecca, is Make a Wish. I feel that for you, it's been very, very hard for you to really stay with your dreams, stay with what your wishes are. You've had so much happening in your life that has kind of taken the magic out a little bit for you. So it's time to get back into that magical space, to make the wish, to dream, to look at what it is that you would like to bring into your life. I've also got the Siren Song. I love this card because when we think of siren song, we think of, mermaids luring sailors down into the ocean. But when I see this siren song, I see, what is it that you can attract to you? How can you use your magic to bring in what you need, to make that wish come closer? That's what I see with the siren song. And Rebecca says, yes. Because when we're wishing and wanting for something, it's about how we go about making it happen. We have to put our intention into it. We have to put our energy into it. We have to take action on it in order for it to attract to us. So I feel that the energy is there for you with both of these cards. And the other card I have is Master of Destiny. I love this card. I'm going to say the Queen of Destiny for you, my dear, because I feel that you have the power of the future in your own hands. Yes, there are things that happen to us in life that are or seem to be outside of control, but this is about you taking your control back. This is about you saying, this is what I want my life to look like moving forward. This is what I want to do, and then make it happen. Thank you for playing the emoji game, and congratulations on being the winner. And I hope you enjoyed the reading with the Human Spirit cards, because I am channeling Miss Skwirl tonight. Okay, let's take our next question, please. Who do we have? And we have Alison. Hi, Alison. Alison says, do you see my son contacting me anytime soon? And is he okay living by himself? Well, that's really 2 questions. So I'm going to go with the first one around him, whether he contacts you soon, and see what that brings up. Okay. So in the yes/no round, if my memory serves me correctly, because in the yes/no round, I'm just channeling answers. I'm not thinking about them, so I don't always remember them. But I felt it was a no. And so I've got 3 cards here that I am looking at. And I feel like he's confident in striking out on his own. I have the Knight of Swords reversed, so I don't see him changing his mind and wanting to move home. He is on his own current path at the moment, and he is putting effort into making that successful. And that's confirmed by the 10 of Cups reversed as well. You know, the 10 of Cups is all about home, family, the family all being together. And so the fact that it's reversed is he's trying to pave his own way. He's trying to be independent and do his own thing in the world, not feeling like he has to come home for support. And the third card I have is the 8 of Coins. And this is looking very, very promising in terms of moving forward with this. He really is forging in this card. The man is forging a pentacle or a coin, and your son is strongly forging his way forward. And if he came back home permanently to live, then that would feel like a step backwards for him. So it's not that he doesn't love you. It's not that, he doesn't want to have communication. He just wants to get on with his own life and forge his own independence moving forward. Let's do a T coin. And gosh, the mask keeps coming up tonight. There's an energy theme with the mask. If you feel that he's not sharing everything with you, that's part of him wanting to be independent, wanting to make his own decisions. And I got the bell. I do hope you found that to be of help, and thank you so much for your question. So let's take a little bit more of a look at what's going on in the sky. So at the moment, we've got Mercury still sextile Venus. And Rebecca says, thank you so much. So pertinent. Rebecca, you are so welcome. I love reading for everyone here at My Psychic Connection. So with Mercury sextile Venus, a sextile, no journey. It doesn't mean what you think it means. A sextile means that the planets are in harmony with each other, that there's opportunity there. Now, Mercury is the planet of communication. It's the planet of ideas. So it's a very logical thinking planet, but it's also a really fast planet. It likes to move fast, It moves through. And Alison says it was helpful. Thank you. Appreciate your time. Alison, it is always my pleasure to read for you. And so with Mercury, everything's fast. Now, the planet Venus is about love, beauty. And what most people don't know, Venus is also about our money and finances and our physical possessions as well. So Venus is a heart-centered one. It's a love-centered one. It's sort of more soft and go with the flow. So if you think of Mercury as a more outward energy like Mars is, and you think of Venus as a more receptive energy. But when they're in harmony together, when there are opportunities together, this is saying that the energy is continuing around very positive communication in your relationships. Not just about your romantic relationships, but any relationship where you have a heartfelt connection to someone. So it could be your child, your sister, your mum. So it's not just about romance. Venus is about all types of love relationships. So this energy is looking very, very positive. You'll also find if you're out socializing with friends, communication will be so much easier than perhaps it could be if there was another aspect in the skies at the time. It's also a great time to exchange ideas and stories as well. It's also a time where the creative urge is there, but the creative urge is around imagination rather than plan this, plan that. So this is a really great aspect in the astrology chart, in the skies at the moment. Hope you found that helpful. All right, let's move on to our next question. Who do we have, please? And we have Cindy. Cindy says, good evening. Just wanted to tell you, heard from my friend Jay, and we are still continuing to talk. He's doing good every day. Our connection is great again. Just want to know, is my friend Jay's relationship with Kay going to last? Well, let's have a look. Well, first of all, Cindy, I'm so happy. I am so happy that you've been able to connect and start talking with Jay again. This sounds very, very positive for you. So, and we've been saying all along that, yeah, Jay is there, but he just couldn't do it at the time. So let's look at this relationship with Kay. Here we go. Here we go. So some cards for you. I feel that this relationship, and Cindy says I am too. Oh, sweetheart, you must be feeling so relieved. I've got the Two of Wands reversed. So this is saying to me that this relationship isn't fully grown yet. I feel it's fairly new, and fairly new is kind of a valued statement. Sometimes dating someone twice is new. Other people, dating someone 12 times is still new. But I do feel it's still in its early stages. Moving forward, I've got the Chariot. I feel this relationship will move forward, but it will move forward slowly. We've got that Chariot reversed. I feel that there's regardless of the cards, I'm just getting this feeling in my body that there's a bit of excitement around this relationship. You know, it's kind of like, oh, this is fun. This is something new. And I think it gives Jay something to look forward to, because I feel that he's had difficulty in the past looking forward to anything. And will it continue? I feel that it will continue for some time. I feel that Kay is a person who understands what he's been through. And I think this person understands that they need to go slow with Jay's energy. They need to go slow. Oh, there's that bell again. Thank you so much for your question, Cindy. And look, I am just over the moon that you are contacting and Jay is talking to you again. Well done. Oh, I think it's time for another joke quickly before we get to the end of the show. A teacher asked her students to use the word beans in a sentence. One student said, "My father grows beans." The other one said, "My mother cooks beans." A third student spoke up and said, "Hey, we're all human beings." Yes, another word play. And Cindy says, "Thank you." Well, can you believe it? We are up to the last question of the show. Miss Squirrel, I hope I've done you proud tonight, channeling your beautiful energy here at My Psychic Connection. And we all wish you are well soon. So let's go to this last question. Who do we have, please? And we have Rebecca. Rebecca asks, "I'm waiting for some answers that I really need to know about badly. Will they come this week?" So let's have a look. I'm going to have a look at these. I'm coming into a new month as well, Rebecca. So here we go. I think you're going to get some information this week, but not all of it. I've got the Temperance card reversed. That's the first card that came out. And I feel that things are still out of balance along the idea of a decision or information that is meant to come forward for you. I feel it's not been resolved yet. However, I do have the beautiful Nine of Cups, and this is the wishes fulfilled card. So I don't feel that all of the information is going to be negative that is coming through for you this week. I do feel there will be some aspects that's going to allow you to celebrate a little bit, but I feel that that's not the only thing. I've got the Two of Swords, and I feel like there are multiple things going on for you, Rebecca, and that you'll get, as I said, you'll get an answer to some, but there's something else that is needing to come forward that hasn't been decided yet, that the information isn't fully fleshed out, shall we say. And Rebecca says, yes, it's taking a long time. Yeah, I do feel that you do have to be patient. You'll get a little bit of relief. You get a little bit of good news around it. But I do feel that it has to take a bit longer than a week for you for it to come through. I'm sorry, I wish I could say yes, all beautiful roses, you'll know everything. And Rebecca says, so on point. Thank you for that feedback, Rebecca. I really, really appreciate it. Well, here we are. We've come to the end of the show. And yes, it's me, Energy, the metaphysical crone, but tonight I've been channeling Miss Squirrel for the whole hour because we love you, Miss Squirrel, and we're looking forward to seeing you back again soon. And we look forward to seeing you back again soon here at My Psychic Connection. Just a reminder, tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have the beautiful Destiny K with Divine Love and Light. And at 10 p.m., it's our very own Cassidy the Card Slinger. You have a wonderful remainder to your evening. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye-bye.